either, but I keep hearing about it. Well, I seen the video, it intrigued me. So I guess Gen Z has a stare problem, whatever that's supposed to mean. I ain't gonna lie, I miss watching TikTok because that's where all the information is at. You don't really get you don't get informed like on YouTube for real.
All over TikTok, there's been this discourse going on about this thing called the Gen Z stare, where basically when you go into any store or a fast food establishment and let's say you go up to the counter and maybe ask a question, if that person is Gen Z, instead of greeting you or saying hello or trying to do any small talk, they'll apparently just stare at you with their dead, brain-rotted eyes. Kind of like that one Mike Wazowski meme, because Gen Z lacks social skills. Surprise, surprise. Oh my gosh, people who grew up on the internet lack social skills? No way. I would have never thought that. And the unks on
this is dang near real life too. All the older women and older people, when I go to the store, they be talking and everything. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm doing the same type of thing. I'm really talking like if I work customer service, like what you need, like cool, got you. But I ain't, hey, how's your day going? What can I get for you today? How's your I don't care. But like I every time I go to McDonald's, like or I go to order something, I walked up into Wendy's, people just be blanking at you, like just waiting for you to say something, like just staring at you. But I feel it. What else are you supposed to do? You're there to do a job and go home. You're not there to become some type of social animal.
Are fed up with Gen Z's lack of social skills. Like I swear, anytime I hear an older individual talking about this Gen Z stare, they always have veins popping out of their forehead and they got white foam coming out of the side of their mouths. I be thinking they have rabies whole time. All they're doing is just talking about Gen Z. All jokes aside, this is a video from a TikTok creator named the Disney Girl talking about her experience with this Gen Z stare.
So glad we're finally talking about the Gen Z stare. I have an example that happened in real time. If your For You page looks different than mine, we're talking about the Gen Z stare where people in the service industry of a certain age don't even say hello to you. They stare at you. Why did I go in to pick up my order at Chipotle and the girl turns her head and just stares at me? I go, hi, I'm picking up for Ashley, and it always just feels like you're inconveniencing them. That's the tone they set when they don't say hello. And I don't care if this makes me a Karen. I'm sick of the argument of they don't get paid enough to be nice. Yeah, but every single job description in the world, especially customer facing.
Hold on, she tweaking. I'll tell you why she tweaking though. Like, I understand that's what they do, but I'm not complaining about it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if I'm behind the counter at Chipotle, I just want the bag. Like, I don't want to talk to you either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to pick up my Chipotle and leave. So, like, yeah, I got to order for Nolly. Like, what's the name of the bag? I'm like, Nolly. He give it to me, I walk out. I'm not looking to, hey, how's your day going? Yeah, how's your day going? Yeah, I'm here to pick up my order for... Nah, bro, like, what's the name? Nolly. Give me the bag, I'm gone. Like, it should be 1, 2. I'm not trying to talk to them either.
Descriptor is greet customers or have some sort of customer service skill. This generation is wild, and I've had it happen before at like a drive-through where you get to the window and they just look at you like this. But this girl didn't even raise her eyebrows at me to prompt me to speak, and that really threw me off. The eyebrow lift thing is like rude to me in my opinion as well, but like completely blank glazed over stare, please.
Now I can't lie, she is spitting facts. I believe that the Gen Z stare is a real thing, unfortunately. I definitely could name a few times where I walked into a restaurant and it's someone who is part of Gen Z at the counter, and all they do is just stare at you. Like, no words or nothing, just eyes. And it's crazy because, like she said, any job you work at, they're gonna tell you that you have to greet people. Let's say
no, this is low-key real. Because when I go into the store to order, right? If I don't... You know how you walk into the store, you don't really know what you want? You kind of like be in the back a little bit. Like, you don't walk up to the counter. You be in the back looking at the menu like, dang, I don't know what I want for it. Most people like, I can take you when you're ready, whatever, this and that. They literally just be waiting for you to walk to the counter. I walk up to the counter after I'm done. And then I see what they're saying, because it's more like I'm initiating. It's not like, what can I get for you? It's like, yeah, I'm going to take this, whatever. It's not really like, you know, okay, I see it.
Counter or something, you gotta be a talkative person. You're gonna be talking a lot to people throughout the day. But now, more often than not, if that person is Gen Z, they won't say a thing. And I will say, I understand...
And just say hello, how can I help?
...frustration when it comes to this. Because they grew up with people knowing how to talk to each other, and now it feels like that's being lost, which it is. At the same time, are we surprised that Gen Z lacks social skills? Like, I feel like the reasons Gen Z lacks social skills is very obvious. I'm a part of Gen Z. I was born in 2003. Gen Z grew up with smartphones and all this technology, which led to a lot of Gen Z talking more digitally than in person. And unfortunately, that has given us the choice where we don't need to socialize in person as much as the older generation needed to anymore. Although socializing in person is better than socializing online, nowadays you don't have to socialize in person if you don't want to. You can talk to your homies through Discord, PlayStation Party.
Nah, that's OD. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I'm in public and you ask, okay, I don't want to throw him on the bus because this is my man's, like, back in my old workplace. This is my man's, like, for real, like, that, bro. Like, we have combos all day, whatever. But he threw me off one day. Cause like, yeah, man, we gotta hoop, we gotta do something outside of work, we gotta whatever, right? Like, I'm just letting him know, like, yo, we gotta do something outside of work. Like, you mad? Cool. He was like, all right, bet. What's your Discord? And it threw me for a loop. I'm like, huh? I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, outside of streaming. If I wasn't a content creator or anything like that, or if I didn't have friends who played on computer and I was on a PS5, whatever, I'm not using Discord. I'm not using Discord in my daily life. Discord is more just like something I use for the, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like social. If I wanted to like get your IG or like your phone number or something or your Snap, then cool, whatever. But off the rip, Discord is crazy work. I'm not gonna lie.
Face-to-face communication happens less and less. And with that happening, that also makes it very awkward when face-to-face communication happens and it's someone who's Gen Z. Back then, you had to talk in person because there wasn't all this technology. But now you don't have to, and that's led to a lot of Gen Z freezing up when it comes to face-to-face communication. Obviously, it's not all of Gen Z, but it's a good amount of Gen Z that lacks these social skills to talk to someone face-to-face. And to add on to that, another huge factor of Gen Z being less social is obviously the pandemic. Even though that was about 4 to 5 years ago, the effects from the pandemic still last.
I forgot about that.
That pandemic isolated a lot of Gen Z during some of their most social years. Some people were in high school when the pandemic happened. I was in high school when the pandemic happened. To be specific, it was during my junior year. Then I had to do online for my senior year. But for some people, it hit when they were in middle school. Now they're in high school, they're working a job and going to school, yet they don't know how to talk to customers or even how to talk to their peers. And that'll most likely carry over to their college years and also their future jobs. Unless they change something. By changing something, I mean talking to people more. Being social is a muscle. You have to use it or you're gonna lose it. Before we go any further though, I find it so funny because each year there's always this beef with Gen Z on TikTok. Like last year it was Gen X versus Gen Z. I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was like this whole TikTok trend where Gen X was making these cringe TikTok videos about them going to war with Gen Z.
Gen X, rise.
What the heck?
I almost threw up a little.
That was very cringe. I'm not gonna lie.
She probably thought this was so tough. She was probably like, yeah, Gen Z stings. Am I right, everybody? Like, no. No, you're just cringe. Go take care of your grandchildren and get off of TikTok, please. Whose grandma is this? Can y'all give her meds or something? Like, what is going on? This year, it's all about the Gen Z stare. And look, I'm tired of people dissing Gen Z, but I hate to say it, I agree with the unks and aunties on this whole Gen Z stare thing. You know that stare you give when you're working and it just starts bugging out of nowhere? And you just sit there like, what do you exactly want me to do? That's what a lot of
I might be part of the problem too though, but I'm smart because what I did was I knew I didn't like customer service like that. I knew I didn't want to talk to nobody, so I took it upon myself to get a job in a warehouse. And not only that, but it was a third shift job, so I'm up all night throwing boxes in the warehouse purely to avoid talking to people. And I took that initiative though. I knew not to get in a field that I'm not gonna want to excel in. You know what I'm saying? So unless I'm not gonna work something I don't like, I feel like a lot of people do that because I mean you got to. Like you're not gonna love every job you get into. But if you know for a fact you're just not a social person at all, why apply for a job where you're literally going to have to be like you have to be social to some degree in every single job, but you literally like you're applying for positions where that's the main objective. I might need to get a job at a warehouse. I'm tired of talking to people. Yeah, like, but I ain't gonna lie, I want to work on that. I feel like that's a skill I can work on, so I want to get better at talking to people. So if I do get a next job, it's definitely gonna be in like communications or sales or something like that, just so I can build the skill.
people are mistaking this Gen Z stare for.
We have the Gen Z stare because most of y'all are just clueless. Can I have a cheeseburger with no cheese? Some customers make you question, how are these real people? It says remove my card. Do I remove my card? Most of the time, it's us trying to figure out if you're being for real or not. Item says that it's out of stock. Do you have any more in the back? but then somehow we're the mean ones.
Like in my opinion,
Oh no, he's cooking.
dumb stuff like that is completely warranted. Like if somebody said, "Can I get a cheeseburger without the cheese?" Oh, so you just want a burger? No, I want a cheeseburger. Like no, you're just dumb. Like that's.
But that's valid though. It's a cheeseburger. You just don't want cheese on it. Is that not valid?
Is warranted for a situation like that. But that's not the Gen Z stare. I've even seen a few videos on TikTok of people saying like, "Oh, I think I caught the Gen Z stare on camera finally." And the whole time it's just a customer tripping and they're just staring at them. Like this video right here.
So a hamburger, but no one's saying that though. Like, let me get a hamburger and let me get this on it. If it's a cheeseburger on the menu, yeah, let me get a cheeseburger. I just don't want the cheese. Like, okay, I see what you're saying. You're right.
I wish that. Sorry.
I got charged for this month, and I need a refund immediately.
I'm so sorry. Did you cancel beforehand or give us a call or email or anything?
No, but me and my son haven't attended any classes for a couple of weeks, so we shouldn't have to pay anything.
Is this real?
Okay. Unless you've canceled or given us a heads up that you're canceling, there's so many kids on our roster we just.
Do you not hear what I'm saying? I haven't been in classes for the past month, but you still charge me.
Okay. I'll cancel your membership immediately, so there'll be no more extra charges, but I can't guarantee that you can get the refund. I'll talk to my boss to see what I can do, but like
I better see that refund.
See, she better than me because this is all pointless conversation, bro. Like, I told you what it is. It would have blew me. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because, like, especially in the warehouse, bro, I don't have a vest on. I'm in a white t-shirt and gray sweatpants. Pulling box to the back. You stopping me. Hey, do you know where this is at? No, I don't. I have no idea where it's at. I'm in the back. Why would I know where that's at? And then I'm sitting there trying to explain to you. I don't really know. But I can try to help you as much as possible. And then you sitting there asking me all these detailed questions. I just told you I don't know for real. Should have just kept walking and lied to you. But it is what it is. But people be asking some dumb stuff too. I'm one of them people. I be asking dumb questions sometimes. But hey, bro, that's how it is.
That refund is crazy. Now, I'm not trying to bash this girl or anything, but that's nowhere near close to the Gen Z stare that a lot of the unks and aunties are talking about. The unks and aunties are talking about that lack of social skills stare. Not that stare you give when somebody is saying something dumb, like in that video. Like, you're just baffled at how this man isn't listening to a thing you said. You're Gen Z and you're staring at him, but this is not that Gen Z stare.
Why the fuck did I just pay? Bro, why did I pay you?
I can't.
Why did you let me pay you?
I just work here.
I just work here. It's crazy.
Fuck are y'all on?
Again, not trying to bash this girl too. She probably just misunderstood the whole Gen Z stare thing. But this is not the Gen Z stare because you're quite literally just watching a customer melt down in front of you. This stare is warranted within the situation. I feel like the Gen Z stare is not warranted at all. Like what the lady was talking about earlier, the Gen Z workers don't say hello or anything when you walk into an establishment that they're working at. That is the Gen Z stare. The unks and aunties were saying that there's supposed to be that customer service small talk, but there isn't. And a lot of Gen Z misunderstood that, and instead Gen Z decided to get very offended that the older generation was calling them out for their lack of social skills, which is true. And they just decided to roast all the unks, aunties, grandmas, and grandpas calling them out and spin it like, oh, well, we stare at you guys because you guys ask us dumb stuff, when in reality that was never the point of the unks and aunties calling out the Gen Z stare. They're tired of Gen Z's lack.
I need to get back on TikTok because
Yeah, that's all Gen Z.
this is a real conversation. That's kind of crazy to me that this is an actual problem.
Going on TikTok right now. I think it's real personally. I see a lot of people saying that this thing isn't real, when in reality it is. Like I said, the unks and aunties are fed up about it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All that being said, this is gonna wrap up the video. If you guys
It's a good video. I'm a self-checkout warrior, by the way, too. Like, you will never catch me going to... Bro, I have not actually genuinely had someone check out my stuff in probably, like, no exaggeration, dang near before COVID. Like, after COVID, I've always gone to self-checkout. Like, I genuinely don't think I've ever not gone to self-checkout. Ever. Like, genuinely. I go self-checkout every time, no matter what I'm getting, no matter how many items I have, I'm in self-checkout. No cap. But this video was fire, though. Shout out to Cameron.